You know, I was kind of worried that when this season was gonna start, that the writers were gonna like brush Barbara's psychopathic problems under the table. I'm glad they're keeping consistent with that. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Gotham Season 2, Episode 1, Damned If You Do. And yes, this is the return of Gotham. Gotham has been on break for the past couple months, and it's back. And you know, I reviewed the entire season last season, every single episode, and I wanted to continue that. And what do I want to say about this episode, guys? Wow, it's an interesting return. I'm gonna say that. So let's begin with some of the details. First, we have Bruce and Alfred finding the Batcave, and yeah, a month passes by, and they still haven't opened it yet until the very end of this episode. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been kind of more. I think the Bruce and Alfred storyline in this episode has been some of the more interesting aspects of the episode, and there's some other interesting aspects too. But I really was enjoying the Bruce and Alfred stuff, especially when Gordon came and had that little talk with Bruce, and I really like that. You know, about talking about crossing the line. Should they go to a darker path to achieve goodness? And it was an interesting conversation between the two of them that I thought, you know, really helped Bruce as a character on where he will eventually go, because Batman is a character that eventually crosses the line when he has to, but still at the same time maintain being good. But unlike Gordon in this episode, Gordon's story, you know, Gordon crosses the line, but he goes beyond what Batman would go. You know, Batman as a character, as we know, is the kind of character that sets rules. At least, you know, there are rules. He'll cross the line, but there are rules. He won't kill, and you know, he won't steal, which is what Gordon does in this episode. So it was interesting seeing Gordon cross that line, and it will be interesting to see how he'll deal with some of that, because there has to be a little bit of guilt in Gordon, I think. I hope they don't just brush that under the rug, that, hey, he just committed this crime. I hope that there's going to be something that kind of brings that back up somewhere in the season. Maybe in the next episode, we'll see. But yeah, Gordon's storyline was good too in the episode. Penguin, we see him in power, and he's the king of Gotham, like he claimed in the last episode. He is ruling the criminal underworld. He even has the cops in the palm of his hand. So much that he even made Commissioner Loeb, resign. So even though he didn't want to, he had to, because Penguin's like forcing his hand. Hey, we're either gonna kill you or you resign, and that's what Loeb did. So it was great seeing Penguin in that power. It was also interesting to see Selina. She's working with Penguin, it looks like, so I don't know where that relationship will go. I kind of thought like Batman in Returns, the movie with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. I was kind of thinking that when they were teaming up, it's like, oh yeah, it's a young version of Batman Returns. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if Selina's gonna hang out with Penguin a lot more. I'd like to see how that relationship would be, if it would be similar to the Danny DeVito. Well, I guess it can't, because Catwoman's too young, but yeah, it will be interesting to see that relationship there. We also got Barbara back. She's still the psychotic bitch, we know. The creepiest scene we seen her in this episode was when she called Gordon, and she's like trying to lie about the whole situation. That was Leslie that tried to attack her, and that, you know, Leslie lied about the whole thing, and but then she calls back and she leaves that creepy message on their phone, and I'm like thinking to myself, in the comics, Barbara is supposed to be Gordon's wife, but this is going to be hard to redeem this character after all this crap that she's, you know, pulling off here. I don't know where the writers are going with Barbara. I still think they should make her the true Joker. But obviously we also got Jerome in this episode. Jerome, who we met last season in that one episode. That escapes my mind right now. But yeah, he is apparently the Joker. So, or he's going to be the Joker eventually. And I'm hoping Jerome is actually a red herring for the audience to think he's going to be the Joker. I'm hoping the truth will be Barbara is the Joker, because seriously, that phone call scene where she called and left that message on the phone, that was creepy. If someone left a message like that, I'd be calling 911, but she was already in prison, so it was like they couldn't really do anything. Restraining order or something, take away her phone privileges, I don't know. Barbara is insane. That's all I'm going to leave at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, wait, but then they were taken out of prison by that guy whose name escapes me right now. And he seems to be recruiting these prisoners, Jerome and Barbara and some others. And yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Is this the Suicide Squad or something? I don't know, because the Suicide Squad was on Arrow, and they were taken out because, you know, the movie is happening, the Suicide Squad movie. But does that mean Gotham's allowed to use the Suicide Squad since Arrow's not going to be using them? I know there's like some rules with certain characters and things, but I don't know. But whatever's going on, you know, this guy is bringing in these prisoners, and he's gonna make them do something for him, that's for sure. So I'm curious to see what that's all about. Obviously, we also got Edward Nygma in the episode. Edward still has a little crush on Miss Kringle, and yeah, and he's going a little bit insane, so there's that. We also got Harvey Bullock, who we find out in this episode after a month, where the finale of season 1 took place. After a month later, we find out that Bullock is now, he quit the force. He's quit being a police officer. I hope that's not the case. I hope he comes back, because I like that relationship with Gordon and Bullock. And, you know, I think the reason he quit because he saw how corrupt the police force was. And maybe now that, you know, Essen is now commissioner, the new commissioner, maybe Bullock will, you know, Gordon will try to bring Bullock back and be like, hey, look, Bullock, I'm back. Why don't you come back too, man? I'm gonna need your help on this. So we'll see. If he becomes a bartender, I don't think I'll mind that, as long as we get to still see him and see that Gordon and Bullock relationship still somewhat, even though now he's sober. I think I want drunk Bullock back, but if they make him still a good character, which it seems like he still is, I won't mind if they keep him sober. So I don't know. We'll see how his character fully develops. For the most part, I was kind of somewhat mixed about this episode. There were parts that I liked, but then there were parts that I was finding really campy and hard to like watch. Specifically the prison scenes and that beginning scene with that vigilante villain criminal guy with wearing the costume, that fat guy. And I was like, I think his name was Zoltar or something. It sounded like Zardon, that's it. And I was like, who is this guy and what he was so over the top and campy. It was cringeworthy. And yeah, I hope that guy doesn't come back. He was like the Jar Jar Binks of Gotham right now. It was that difficult. And but yeah, aside from moments like that, I mean, like the Bruce and Gordon stuff that was going on, like I said, the Penguin stuff was alright. Not the best Penguin moments, but it was interesting seeing Penguin in power, I'll say that. But other than that, yeah, it was an okay episode, I'll say that. I'm gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. And yeah, that's all I can pretty much say about it, guys. I said everything that I can. And I am looking forward to the next episode. I hope it's better than this one. I still enjoyed this one. I just think it could have been a lot better. I was expecting a lot more. And hopefully, you know, I was expecting a lot more improvement in the writing department, because I felt the writing in last season was kind of, you know, all over the place. And I felt like it was still all over the place in this episode. So, I don't know, guys. Hopefully season 2 will find its spot. I feel like there's some stuff that's working. I just feel like there's other things that I'm like, scratching my head about and that I'm hoping they'll fix as time goes on. But, you know, who knows? I'm still enjoying Gotham. Don't get me wrong. When they do weird things on this show, I get like all. It's interesting still to me in some other way. But until next time, guys, I guess I'm gonna end it here. I guess that's all I can pretty much say about today's episode. Let's hope for a good season 2. It seems to be on an okay start, so looking forward to the rest of the season. Until next time, take care.